How y'all doing out there, man? It's Rock B. It's another gang fight story, but no real fights, but prison story slash all that old type stuff. First time I went to San Quentin. First and only time I went to San Quentin. A couple of years ago, got caught with a pistol. Wasn't supposed to have a pistol. A few years ago, and they were trying to give me a whole bunch of time. Had some tricks up my sleeve, and ended up getting 2 years with a half. I go to the county jail, bail out. And so fought the case on the streets for a couple of years, got it down to 2 years and a half. They were trying to give me like 17 years, something crazy, right? And got it down to 2 years with a half, right? So I had to do about 11 months or some shit like that. So fought the shit on the street for a couple of months, well for almost a couple of years, and ended up having to take my time, turn myself into the county jail, awaiting a bus, what we used to old schools call long time called the Gray Goose, waiting on the Gray Goose, the prison transport bus to take me to wherever I was going to go. Didn't know I was going to Quentin, because from Modesto, California, Sacramento, them areas, usually, everybody usually go to Tracy for reception. And so if anybody don't know, it's a reception. Reception is where you go and they evaluate you for a minute, and then they'll send you to another prison, And Tracy was our reception in that area. Didn't know I was going to Quentin. So while I was in the county jail, I was in there a couple of weeks, bought me a few Zuzus and Wham Whams and shit like that, and waiting on the bus to take me to Quentin, and met a couple of dudes. Met this guy from Oakland. He was Black Gorilla family. He was Jama, Black Gorilla family. Me and him became cool. He looked just like my Uncle Ricky. And I met this well, I knew these other couple of cats, but when I first went in, I didn't know who they were. It was this little bitty cat, you know what I'm saying? His uncle was married to my aunt, so he was kind of like Peoples. He was in there for shooting a nigga, right? He ended up getting 7 years or something. And the Jama cat from Oakland, the Black Gorilla cat from Oakland, he had 16 years to do. And I think he took 16. I think he was waiting on the bus or waiting on to just really accept a plea or something, but he wasn't all the way ready. And there was another cat from Palo Alto that used to run with my clique, Bedrock, back in the day, and I didn't notice him at first, but then we started talking. Oh yeah, that's you, all right, you know what I'm saying? I remember you, but he was kind of younger than me, and I didn't really fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Them youngsters in my hood and shit, I was a little older than they was. You know what I'm saying? And so he was a slick cat, you know what I'm saying, and had a little reputation and shit like that, you know what I'm saying. Well, he was from East Palo Alto. I didn't know his real affiliation, I didn't know if he gang bang, whatever the fuck, whatnot, but I knew he ran with a couple of my partners. He knew a couple of my partners, and so we all hit it off. It was about 4 of us. We hit it off up in there, right? And I said, when I go, if I see you guys in there, I'm gonna have something waiting on y'all when y'all come, some Zuzu and Wham Whams, because when you first go to reception, they don't give you nothing but a soap, bar soap, half a bar of soap, some tooth powder, toothpaste, little pencil, little couple pieces of paper. They don't give you shit, you know what I'm saying? No lotion, no grease, no nothing, you know what I'm saying? You just up there just white around the mouth, literally, up in that motherfucker if you ain't got no dollars or no hustle, So I told them niggas I had something waiting on them if y'all come and shit. So I tell the little nigga, you know what I'm saying, before we leave, the little nigga did something. I don't know what he did. He had everybody in the county jail, and I piled mad at him and shit like that. I remember we spread it. They didn't want to give him none of the spread, And so the little nigga, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what he did. It was gambling. It was something going on. Nigga was kind of playing him wide, but you know what I'm saying, everybody kind of liked the little nigga. He was just a little bitty nigga. And I was telling the little nigga, look, little nigga, you know what I'm saying, and he was kind of like my family. Like I told you, his his uncle's married to my auntie. And they have been for years, got hella kids and shit. And so I told the little nigga, nigga, you little bitty ass nigga, man. Man, you going to prison, man. You need to start doing some push-ups, stop all this sucker shit, nigga, and get serious about your shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Little bitty nigga. He said something about I don't need to do push-ups, to carry a knife, or some old shit like that. All right, nigga, be ready. So before I left, I gave him all my extra Zuzus and Wham Whams I had left that I couldn't take to the reception with me. I left them to him because he was right around me and had no money. You know what I'm saying? Spread came. He was just sad. The motherfucker couldn't eat and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I left him shit before I left. So I get to Tracy. I didn't go to Tracy. So on the holding tank, before you go to get on the bus, you know what I'm saying, they got to process you and all this old shit before you get on the bus and go to the reception. You know, I'm thinking we're going to Tracy still. You know what I'm saying? They put me in the holding pile with this big old Crip nigga, and I knew he was a Crip. He just looked like it. If you from the streets, you know what I'm saying? So we just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, quiet on each other and shit or whatever, whatnot. You know, I'm looking at this big old nigga. He's probably about 5'11", 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? 200-300 pound, big belly, bald head, Fu Manchu ass. You know what I'm saying? Young nigga, kind of been in the late 30s or something like that. Early late 30s or something. You know what I'm saying? Big old nigga and shit, right? Kind of dusty a little bit around the edges and shit, right? Dark skinned nigga, right? And so, you know, the van comes, so the bus don't come, the Grey Goose don't come. I'm waiting on the Goose, but the Goose don't come, so we get on the van, a little transport van and shit. The Goose is the old school term that we used to use for the prison transport bus in California. We used to call it the Grey Goose. But anyway, we get on a little van. We get on the van, and in the van, they got these couple of little areas in the van that we get on. They shackle us up, you know what I'm saying, get all our paperwork and all that old type shit. Put us on the van, and there's other little parts in the van. It's like these little areas that got doored off and, you know what I'm saying, sealed off and shit like that. They put protected custody people up in there, right? So they had like 2 or 3 protected custody dudes going in winter. So the van, we probably had about 6-7 people going to San Quentin. Then that's when I found out we're going to San Quentin. Like, that was San Quentin, man. What happened to Tracy? So, you know, so we're going to San Quentin. You know what I'm saying? A little long ride. We get to the Bay Area, you know, water and shit like that. San Quentin look like Alcatraz and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm thinking about San Quentin. I've heard all kind of stories about San Quentin. It's kind of like the black mecca of prison system. You know what I'm saying? All the Black Gorilla family, the Kumi 415, all that old shit. Black Panther, all that old shit. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it's like real. It was, to me, you know what I'm saying, in my eyes, in my mind, it was like this real black prison mecca and shit. San Quentin, hella known and shit, right? All across the world. But anyway, so we get on the bus, we get off the bus. They getting us off the bus, you know, getting us off the van, I mean, you know what I'm saying, we shackled up, getting us off, lining us up, you know what I'm saying, and then they get this, the protected custody guy off. He's like in a red jumpsuit or whatever, whatnot, and he sees somebody on the yard. Now, we pull up to Quentin, and we go through the gates and all that old type shit. When we pull up in the back part or something where it's a yard, and then you got some buildings, but it's a whole big road area. We right in between. They taking us off. They're probably gonna take us in these buildings. But there's one protected custody guy, and he was like Mexican or white or something. I don't know. He seen some cats, you know, in the yard, and hey, nigga, using that N-word, right? And back when I was in prison, I haven't been in prison for years and shit. And so back when I was in prison, you couldn't use the N-word. You can say that word, and you would get disciplined. You know what I mean? You get DP'd, had to do some push-ups, run some laps, kept saying that, you know what I'm saying, you get your ass whooped, you know what I'm saying? So, much less as a white dude, so I'm flash on a motherfucker, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you say, man? Keep that out your mouth, keep that N-word out your mouth. And so, but, you know, the protective cousin dude, he ain't bowing down, like, what? But he flashing back, you know what I'm saying? He woofing back, you know what I'm saying? We kind of woofing on each other, but really, I'm just woofing, really, because we can't really get to each other. I don't know where the guards was at that point, because he's in protective custody. We can't get at each other and shit like that. And I don't know, I'm just woofing. So, the big old nigga who I thought was a Crip, he like, you know, OG, stall that nigga out, calm down, man. He say, ain't like that, man, no more, man. You'll see when you get up there, man. Chill out, man. You're gonna put yourself out there. So he say something like that. And so I kind of listened to him, I calmed down and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, unbeknownst to me, when I get in Quentin, everybody using that motherfucking word. They call each other bitches. You couldn't call nobody bitch or none of that shit out there when I was young out there in prison. You get, man, that was fighting words, death words and shit like that, bitches and all that old type shit. Nigga, everybody using the N-word, everybody, every nationality using it. And it was just crazy. And so it took me for a loop. So they assigned us cells and shit. They ended up putting me in the cell with this big old nigga, right? The big old Crip nigga, 5'11", 6 foot, big old nigga, right? And so, and these motherfuckers, they probably know what they doing. They causing bullshit, you know what I'm saying? They assigned me to the bottom bunk. And so, I know this is another motherfucking game. And I told y'all a story about another bottom bunk story, but this didn't have me all the goddamn time. I don't know if the prison authorities to be playing games or whatever, whatnot. But they signed me to bottom bunk. So they closed the gates and shit. Closed the bars. You know, Quentin is all bars and shit. And they closed the bar. Clank. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing there and I say, look, bro, You know what I'm saying? I ain't even finna wrestle you with it, man. I'll take the motherfucking top, but you big old nigga. You know what I'm saying? Good looking out, good looking out, good looking out, OG. Good looking out, OG. You sure? And he was real respectful. Yeah, I said, yeah, man, I ain't tripping, man. So I got up on the top bunk and shit like that. I said, if any event they come in with the bullshit, we gonna have to switch up. He said, hey, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because you let come in, you got to be on the bed you're supposed to be assigned to. You know what I'm saying? I got you. So now I'm up in there. And well, I'm gonna just tell his story. So he's a hype. He was like kind of like a dope fiend a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was always at the bars looking for something and shit like that. Always looking for whatever dope that was coming in. And she stayed at the bar. They kind of were like tripping me the fuck out. Like, this nigga, sit your motherfucking ass on your bunk. Do something, read a book or something, nigga. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And so he was right around the mouth. I think he was in there for a spousal abuse case, domestic violence case and shit like that on his girl. And he didn't have no money. So I hooked the nigga up, spent about 50, 60 bucks on him, bought him some bowls and it's deodorant and all that hygiene shit, bought him a case of soups and some couple of cans, you know, get him right, you know what I'm saying? Because he said he had some money coming in, but it just wasn't coming in right enough fast. So I hooked him up and shit. Ain't no motherfucking funny shit, you know what I'm just like that. Nigga was right around the mouth. Hooked him up, it was cool. But the shit I was, you know what I'm saying? So the shit I was buying that I bought him, you know what I'm saying? He got it. He didn't do it right away, but then he started selling this shit for drugs. You know what I'm saying? So then he got to get some, you know, wasn't no lighters. You know, in California penal code system, you know, it's no lighters, it's no, you can't have no cigarettes, none of that shit. You know, all that shit's contraband and shit like that. But they used to pop the sockets in the cell some kind of way, the light socket some way, and get a light off of them and shit. But every now and then when people do it, you know what I'm saying, the fucking, it will blow all electricity out on that side of the fucking, in your cell or the whole tier area. Everybody be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? We was on the 3rd tier, and it's 5 tiers in Tracy. I mean, in Quentin. You know what I'm saying? We was on I forgot what dorm we was in, but we was where death row, where one of the death row areas was. You know what I'm saying? First floor and second floor was death row, and I was on the 4th floor. It was 5 floors and shit like that. First and second was death row, but 3rd, 4th, and 5th was all reception center cats and shit. You know what I'm saying? No mainline cats, but it was mainline death row on the bottom of us. But anyway, so this nigga, you know what I'm saying, getting these drugs, trying to pop these lights like he's doing. So I tell him, you know what I'm saying, because I was writing and reading a lot and shit, doing a lot of writing, mostly writing, finishing the book. I done finished a couple of books. I'm trying to get them out there. It's kind of hard. But so I'm writing a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so I was telling him, I said, man, you know, that shit be popping the sockets sometimes, man, and they pop the sockets, and then you know I be right, man. I say, man, that's all, you know, that's what I do my time by, man. You do your time how you'll do my time. I do my time. Without the lights, I can't write. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, if the lights, if I pop the socket, the lights go out, I'll give you back the bottom bunk. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a light shining through the bottom bunk. You know what I'm saying? When the lights go out from the tier, that you can get at the edge of the bottom bunk. You know what I'm saying? At the head of the bottom bunk, and you know, the foot of the bottom bunk, whatever side you're laying on, and you can do some writing, and some light will come in when the lights go out. So I said, all right, remember that. So we did it one day. Nigga popped the motherfucking socket. Wow, all lights go out. A couple of days, you know what I'm saying, we tried to get the motherfuckers to come pop the sockets back, but they know, you know what I'm saying. And if they do, they gonna probably come tear up your cell and shit like that, because they know you've been up to the bullshit. They gonna come search your cell, tear your cell, try to find some contraband. They know you've been up to the bullshit. So saw some bullshit. They didn't come tear up our cell, and they didn't even come turn our lights back on and shit like that for like a week or two. And he ended up was a man of his word and gave me the bottom bunk and shit. I mean, gave me the bottom bunk. And this big old nigga got on the top bunk. If you've been to San Quentin, man, that fucking locker right over your head, it's like you really, literally in a sardine can up there. That nigga was uncomfortable. We was cool at first and shit, and then we wasn't cool no more. We wasn't really talking no more before, you know what I'm saying? Both of us got transpacked. Transpacked, you pack your shit up and you finna go whatever penitentiary they finna send you to. You know what I'm saying? He transpacked before me. And the nigga damn near crying because wasn't talking, man, you was cool, nigga, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying, I was such an asshole. Because the nigga was an asshole, he turned to an asshole. And I didn't really want to funk with this big old nigga because I knew he wanted this bottom bunk back, you know what I'm saying? And so I wasn't giving it back, nigga. You You said what you said. I like this bottom bunk now. It's cool, the motherfucker. Hate climbing up on that top bunk, man, sardine up. And that nigga was uncomfortable and shit like that. But anyway, me and the nigga kind of ended up cool right when he transpacked and left. And then another nigga moved to my cell a couple of weeks later. But during all that, you know what I'm saying, my one drama partner comes in, the Quentin. You know what I'm saying? Hook him up with some zoozos and wham-whams, got him right, deodorants and all that old shit. And it was up to him to hook up if anybody else from the county come in, you know what I'm saying, San Quentin. We was going to keep that rolling. You know, try to keep a team rolling. You know, you need a little squad, you know what I'm saying, in prison. If you're ever in prison, especially California, man, you need a little squad, man, because motherfuckers, you by yourself, boy, you like, you know, you like motherfucking fresh meat out there, boy, because motherfucking wolves going to be at your motherfucking ass, boy. Bloody meat. But anyway, so then my other partner from Palo Alto came up there, right? The one that used to run with my partners and shit out there in Modesto. You know what I'm saying? He came up there, but I know that he was kind of distant, kind of standoffish and shit like that, because he wasn't really going to chow with us and shit like that, because we used to wait on you. My other partner was on the 5th tier. I was on the 4th tier. And he was on the 3rd tier, but somehow we could meet together in the Sally Port and we all would chow together and shit like that, but he wasn't meeting up with it. Hella funny shit. And then the youngster came, and the youngster that came, that I told you that his uncle was married to my aunt. You know, he came, and so it was supposed to be up to the Palo Alto dude to hook him up with, but he didn't do it. So we looked out for him. You know what I'm saying? And I said, oh, this nigga acting funny and shit like that. Well, I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So before he was there was other motherfucker that had the keys to the car. You know what I'm saying? The keys to the blacks, and you know, because it's mostly Bay Area cats, but he's usually one brother calling all the shots for that dorm, you know, because it's like you probably got like a couple of hundred people up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? In that dorm and shit. I mean, blacks and shit. A couple of hundred people, but half of them blacks and shit like that. You got Mexicans, whites, and all that old type shit, but half of them blacks and shit. And he the shot caller for the blacks, most of them Bay Area and shit like that. He was there at first, you know, and so he left, and I didn't know that my partner from Palo Alto, he got the keys, you know what I'm saying, for the blacks and shit like that, to be the shot caller. I didn't know, but I know the nigga was acting funny and shit, right? And so the young nigga that was there, you know what I'm saying, unbeknownst to him, you know what I'm saying, the nigga that he shot was there also. And he used to kind of run with our clique and shit up there in San Quentin. We kind of used to work out together, be in the same areas and shit, you know what I'm saying? And so, funny shit, you know what I'm saying? And so word came back like, oh, now this nigga know, now this nigga wanna fade the little nigga, right? The nigga that he shot was a big old nigga. Now that had to be the scariest thing in the world. Your first time penetrating you a little bitty nigga, and the nigga that you did something to is up in there. The nigga didn't tell on him, the girl told on him. You know what I'm saying? But the nigga didn't even tell on him. The girl went to court and told on the nigga, got the nigga caught up, you know what I'm saying? And the young nigga caught up. But he was up in there with the nigga that shot him, right? So now the nigga want to fade, right? The nigga wanted to fade, but he really didn't want to fade. Like he was being coerced and shit. I didn't know where it was coming from, because I didn't know my partner was calling shots at this time, but it was coming from a Palo Alto partner. He was stirring up the pot. Like, we was all in the county jail together just kicking it and shit. Like, motherfucker, why is you tripping and shit? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck, whatnot. But anyway, had to talk to him. He said he wasn't doing the shit, you know what I'm saying? But it was him calling the shots and shit. So the little nigga was scared to fight the big nigga. Big nigga was kind of big. And I was going to take the little nigga fade, right? I said, man, I might go in the cell and take your fade and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was cool with it, but then my one partner pulled my coat, let that nigga take his own fade. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga got to learn. His first time in penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? He shot the nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the nigga that who shot him said. You know what I'm saying? Because they was talking. He said the nigga, hey, you know what I'm saying? Why you scared to go in the cell with me? You know what I'm saying? You shot me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I said, nigga, at least I'm going to get you a fair one. I ain't finna go and try to stab you up. You know what I'm saying? But the young nigga was scared. So my Jama partner slipped him a big ass knife. Big ass key suit. And so the cats got wind of it, right? And so everybody kind of want to really whoop my ass, and everybody else, they want to do something to us up in the penitentiary. They want to stab us up, man, up in that penitentiary. But, you know what I'm saying? They felt like I was kind of like Jama, BGF or something like that, because I kind of ran with the cats, but I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I just, when I first went to penitentiary, you know, for you guys ever listen to my prison story, I didn't go in on that paperwork shit. I don't do the paperwork and all that old type shit. When you get in the cell, you'll find out what's going on. If we got to do a cell move, I got to do a cell move, because paperwork, I didn't play the paperwork. And then also, I didn't go in banging, you know, hard like a motherfucker. I go in trying to get knowledge, trying to get out, trying to do better and shit like that. I was a different kind of prisoner and shit like that. I was cool with everybody and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, if the Bloods ride, sometime I would ride. You know what I'm saying? Bay Area cats ride, I might ride with them. You know what I'm saying? And so I was, you know, had a whole bunch of niggas I knew up in there. But anyway, so niggas kind of wanted to whoop our ass up in there because we was protecting this little nigga, man. They really wanted to do something to him. I was kind of nervous a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, shit didn't go down. We had the nigga back. We don't let, because they wanted to jump him, man. Oh, man, these niggas was huge in a motherfucker, young, huge monsters. Just schooling them, I'll take the fade, I'll take the fade. You know what I'm saying? The big nigga that he shot, he was really kind of like a powder puff. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you rather go on the cell with that nigga than these other little niggas that's about your height, that's huge in a motherfucker in width. You know what I'm saying? Girthy ass, muscle bound ass nigga, they gonna go on the cell and mangle your motherfucking ass and shit. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't want to fight. They found out the nigga had the key in the cell, so they set the cell up, set the fight up in another cell, and it's supposed to go down after breakfast at this certain date. So I know it's finna go down because I think it's finna be a big old riot. You know what I'm saying? Jumping off between me and my folks and all them Bay Area cats that my partner, you thought was my partner, was calling shots for and shit. And so it was more them than us and shit. And so all the time when I'm in prison, if I know there's going to be some drama, I fast and shit until after the drama's over. You know what I'm saying? It's just I fast. To get my praying on, I fast because, you know, might not be coming home. You know what I'm saying? And so I fast that day. They went to breakfast and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was fasting and shit. They went to breakfast, and all of a sudden I hear a buzzing. Yeah, and I know it's them niggas getting it in and shit. Come to find out, the young nigga, they was walking. They met the nigga that the young nigga shot, and they all met in a Sally Port somewhere, or down the stairs or something right there. And my Jama nigga told him to get off on the nigga, and he got off on the nigga, and they did some little funny pity pat shit. They said it was the softest fight they ever saw, and them niggas, you know what I'm saying, they went down, and they made them sign the marriage clause, and they sent them back to their cells. The marriage clause mean we ain't gonna fuck with each other no more. We ain't gonna do no funky and shit. We just gonna bother each other. It ain't gonna be no more problems and shit. And made them do that, send them back to their cell. Probably gave them some paperwork and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple of weeks extra or something. I don't know. And time. I don't know what they gave. But anyway, somebody got, I guess the cops got wind that the youngster had a knife in his cell. They ran in his cell. Cops ran in his cell. Found the Kisu in his cell. They shipped him off to like, I think he went to Corcoran or somewhere. First time in prison, man. The moment he feared, man. First time in San Quentin, all that motherfucking drama. And so, all right, before all that, you know what I'm saying? Before all my dudes came, but my Jama partner was there already. So my Jama partner had been in the county jail for like a couple of years, by like 5-6 years fighting this case. He ended up getting 16 years and shit fighting this case. So he met a lot of people going in and out the county jail, the white boys, everybody. He was cool with everybody. Plus, I think he did a little drugs and shit like that. And so drugs, you know what I'm saying, it has a gray area, you know what I'm saying, no color line when it comes to them drugs and shit, you know what I'm saying. And so me and my Jama partner going to chow to eat with each other in Quentin, and he sees some of the white boys and that he knew, and you know what I'm saying, I guess when the white boys asked him, did he have some extra, he ain't got nothing, can he hook him up with something? I guess the brother hooked him up with something, you know what I'm saying. And I was kind of weirded out about it, because back when I was in prison, just like the N-word, you know what I'm saying, the white dudes and black dudes didn't mess with each other, especially white dudes black dudes can mess with white dudes, but the white dudes can mess with the black dudes, especially not much less ask them for some shit. And so that was kind of weird out to me. So, but it was some other white dudes from Modesto there too, you know what I'm saying. And so it was one white dude from Modesto that was at the table when they was doing all that exchange and asked him for shit and all that old type shit. He was on my row a couple of doors down. So he come by my cell, you know, asked me for a couple of soups. And I'm like, man, I don't fuck around like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had soups and all that old type shit. But like, man, I don't know you like that, man. I'm trying to keep prison rule politics and all that old type shit. Because it's all this shit, everybody using the N-word, call each other bitching now, white boys ask motherfucker for shit, because that shit didn't happen a long time ago. So I said, man, I'll give you a suit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I give you a soup and that's it. And just pay my soup back, man, because I don't want no more problems and shit like that. Just give me soup. Good looking out. So I gave him the soup. So store time was coming around. I heard him on the wire yelling out, talking about who always gonna pay, but he never said he owed me some money. It wasn't but 20-25 cents. Nigga, pay my soup back. I don't give a fuck, give it back. Nigga's gonna be some problem about this motherfucking 25-cent soup up in this motherfucking prison. You know what I'm saying? And so I said, say, partner, you know what I'm saying? I hollered at the sales. I said, say, partner, man, you know you owe me that soup, man. He said, man, I don't have no money on my books. And I said, man, I heard you talking to everybody else. Tell me you gonna pay them. You got some kind of money, nigga. All my shit is 20 cents. Pay my. He said, oh, man, you tripping on that soup? I said, hell yeah, man, whatever the fuck. Okay. So, unbeknownst to me, he sent a kite down to the shot caller of the woods, of the Pecker Woods, the Aryan Nation, wherever the fuck they was. Sent a kite down to them, telling them that I was pressuring them about a soup, right? Some soups and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know he doing this shit. So I get a letter from the shot caller of the blacks, right? And before my partner got there from Palo Alto, it was another shot caller, and he was a monster. He had these youngsters. I'm talking about doing some wild ass shit up in that dorm, man. It was crazy, man. It was glad I was an OG and kind of running with the Jama cat, because we wasn't fucking around like that, and we had a little respect and shit. And I was just had a little respect. I was a cool OG, you know what I'm saying? And this motherfucker sends me a kite, right? The shot caller sends me a kite. Sends me a kite. No, the kite is kind of like getting at me foul, right? You know what I'm saying? You stall, you know what I'm saying? Stop getting at that motherfucking white boy about them damn soups and all this old shit and whoop-de-wop, and say a couple other things that really just fucks me up. So I just kind of lose it up in that motherfucker. I tell my cellie, you know what I'm saying? I think he on the top bunk at this time. You know what I'm saying? I tell him, man, you know what I'm saying, the story and shit like that. But anyway, I write a letter back to kite back to him. The shot call like, man, fuck you and the motherfucking Pecker Woods, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got these motherfucking back. You ain't even listen to my motherfucking story and shit. I know I'm up against it. They can come run up in my cell stab, because I seen them doing it all day long up in San Quentin. Them niggas run up in cell giving niggas the business and shit. Just giving them the business, man. Get stabbed up, all kind of shit. They was running niggas cells, boy. But anyway, so I'm expecting to get my cell ran into. You know what I'm saying? And so I send him that kite, nigga. You got they motherfucking back, fucking motherfucker. I need my motherfucking soup, nigga. I don't play that motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't broke around this motherfucker ass. White boys on him ass, nigga, for soup. Where they do that at? When they start doing that? And I'm writing all that in the kite I sent him. And then I sent the kite to my Jama partner. Like, get ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you got my back, but these niggas is tripping about this motherfucker over me this soup. These motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I tell him the little story I'm telling y'all and shit like that in the letter, a little quick as I can. So, before my Jama partner can write me, I think my Jama partner, I don't know my Jama partner to write him. I don't know how that hooked up, but cause my Jama partner kind of knew the cat, right? Cause my Jama partner knew everybody. He was from Oakland. He knew a lot of people up in that motherfucker. He was about like 50-something years old. He knew a lot of motherfuckers up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Look younger than a motherfucker. Look like my Uncle Ricky and shit. But anyway, so I get another kite back from the shot call. They like, man, sorry about that, OG, man. Just meet us out. You know what I'm saying? When church time come, we'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? I would just, you know what I'm saying, listen to one side of the story. Something, whatever. He kind of got at me a little different, right? So we meet out at church, and you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I tell him what's going on. He said, all right, man, I got you, man. He said, OG, he's a little wild with this shit, man. He said, man, I thought we was going to have to get into it with them Woods, but he didn't want to get into it. Shit, I don't know. But anyway, that was my time. I damn near got into it with the Woods, and I think well, we had the little talk then, and he had to talk to them shot callers and all that old type shit, and the shit got squashed and shit. And they came back and gave me a couple of soups and shit. And it was just one soup. I just wanted about one soup back, but they gave me about 4 or 5 of them and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I'm saying, it was an old crazy ass story, man. My first time in San Quentin, damn near get into the white boys, damn near get into it with the Bay Area savages. The savages up in that motherfucking out of San Quentin. First time in San Quentin, and damn near got into it with a protected custody inmate talking that N-word. First time in Quentin. Right B, 3 on the motherfucking tree. Hope y'all like that one. I'm out, man.